It's been a pretty wild weather day since I got up here. This is Clinton Miner from Sawtooth Bushcraft. I'm up in the North Fork of the Boise drainage again, where I love to live if I could. And I got up here, yesterday I checked the weather, said that there was going to be a 30% chance of rain for a couple of hours yesterday, another 30 to 40% chance for a couple of hours this morning, and another period this afternoon. It has really never stopped either raining or snowing since I've gotten here. We ended up with about 1.5 inches of snow last night, and it's kind of melting off because it's in the 40s right now, but just shows you that, number one, you can't trust the weatherman, and number two, you've got to be prepared for anything. And I want to share with you a product that we have that we think is really fits that bill, and that is None Your Beezwax fire extender. I tell the kids it's None Your Beezwax because it's my beeswax. Unless you buy some, then it's your beeswax. Well, but until then, it's None Your Beezwax. It comes in a round, or in a tin like this with 6 of these rounds. I've taken one of those rounds and cut it into quarters. In this kind of weather, that's how much I use. When I'm in decent weather, I'll cut a piece all about that big, and that'll burn for 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes. But a piece like this quarter, it'll burn for enough time that I'm pretty confident I can get my fire going. Now on a cold day like this, I'll kind of give myself a little more surface. I'm just opening up this cotton pad that is the base of the fire starter. Make sure I don't waste any of it. Put my Mora away. I'll take this too, and I'm going to bend it so there's a little bit of a cone kind of shape to that. And then today I'm just going to go ahead and use a lighter to light it. I could use a match. I can use my Fat Boy Fatwood Ferrocerium rod, or my Are You Ready Yeti matches. Any way that I can get a flame going, I can use it to start this, but I'm going to go ahead and just use this lighter. On a day like today, this is particularly valuable because that lighter just isn't giving me much flame. I'll go ahead and give this some protection to start off with here. Need to get it burning down where it's actually wicking. And now I've got that much going on, I'm pretty safe. Now I can stick my little teepee or my little cone there. And you can see I've got plenty of flame. That'll give me plenty of time to build my fire around that. And on a day like today, this is the kind of prepared you need to be so that you can get a fire started. If I did this, took this type of log that is soaked on both ends and soaked on the outside, split it up and got some of that interior wood, turned it into kindling and built it around that, slowly built a fire around that, I could for sure get a fire going on a day like today. You can see that's plenty of flame. You can also see that these little gusts of wind that come up really don't seem to bother it that much. That's because one of the secret ingredients that we add, that we gather out here in nature, really makes these things burn. And so what you need to know is having some of this with you helps you be prepared. And as we say here at Sawtooth Bushcraft, if you're prepared, you're never really lost. I'm going to go ahead and let this burn. We're going to let it burn as long as it will burn, and we'll time that, and that'll give us some idea of really the value of this. I'll tell you some little pointers as we go along as well. Pretty encouraging to have a flame that big come out of something that small. Encouraging to know that you've got 6 rounds in there. That's a quarter of one of those rounds. That means I can start 24 fires with this, and that's in bad weather. In good weather, if I use one of those small pieces, I can get up to 80 fires out of that tin. And putting off quite a bit of warmth too. My hands are cold. You can also see we've had some pretty good breeze gusts, and that is showing that it's pretty impervious to that wind up to, oh, I don't know, about 10 or 15 miles an hour. Obviously, if we were down in a fire circle, had some protection, that would make it even better. So that's the None Your Beezwax fire extender. Like I said, it's none your beeswax unless you buy some that's, or it's my beeswax unless you buy some that's your beeswax. But until then, it's none your beeswax, and you need to make some of this, some of your beeswax. One of the things I was going to say, I told you that I would show you a little hint, and that is I find that it tends to put itself out or burn itself off, leaving some of that back wax left. So when it starts burning down, starts not having quite as much of a flame, I like to turn it over and get the last value out of that. We'll let that go until it burns out, and that'll give us some indication of just how long a quarter of a round of None Your Beeswax will burn. And I think it's about done. Once again, this is what you need to be prepared, and as we say here at Sawtooth Bushcraft, if you're prepared, you're never really lost. Thank you.